That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger?
What is up, everybody? Man, this is very exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, but we're gonna crush it. We're gonna have a good time tonight. This is the first ever episode of the Bugle 6. And before I get more into what this show is all about, what is up, Flavio? How's it going, man?
What's going on, brother? Thank you for having me. That intro, guys, tell me you didn't love that. That was sick. Very good job with that, Brick.
Go. Yeah, I've been waiting to show that for a while now. I know it's, there's some crazy intros out there from some people, but I kind of wanted to make it my own, a little climatic and or cinematic, not climatic. We're not there yet. But no, I just I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to do a little something different, and I wanted to kind of go my own route, do my own spin on things, just to see where it would take us. And I wanted Flavio with me because he is an old time friend. I've only known you for probably a year, maybe 10 months, but it feels longer. We've had some good times, and we've had some distance, but we're here, man, and that's what the community is all about, is friendship and having some fun. So what this video, or what this live stream is going to be all about is, of course, we're going to have our Hot Toys segment, right? We're going to talk figures. We're going to do it at the beginning of every episode. But we're also going to have a lot of games, which I will get to more in the middle or toward the end of the show. We'll talk about all the different games so far that we have set up that we want to show you guys, which is a lot. So we also have, today, we're going to talk about Spider-Man ranking. We're going to rank every single Spider-Man movie, which I'm really excited for because Flavio, myself, are very, very big Spider-Man fans. So I wanted to open up with a bang.
We may be the biggest.
Maybe the biggest. I mean, Nick out there, Nick's Collectibles. If you know who he is, he's out up there too. But and Riley
and KG.
Yeah. And I know Zio likes Spider-Man, but yeah, I mean, we are huge Spider-Man fans, and we just, it's called the Bugle 6. Not every episode is going to be about Spider-Man, but I wanted this episode to kind of focus on that with the rankings. Obviously, there's no really any Spider-Man Hot Toys figures news, but we'll get into some stuff here later. But let's check in with the chat, see who's with us on this first episode. Man, we have, of course, your boy Flavio. Let's go. We have Nick Bachman, gonna be lit. Let's go. Eddie Rodriguez, thank you, man. Thanks for being here. What's up, guys? We got Evil Sneaker in the house. Evening, everyone. Good evening, Sneaker. We got D-Lo, the collector. Hello there. Thank you, D-Lo, for being here. Let's see. Thank you, everyone, of course. We got Ricky Grimes. What's up? What's up, Ricky? Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot that you guys are showing up. We got How You Figure, excited for episode 1. Let's go. I keep wanting to do the Wolfpack thing because I'm so used to throwing that up, man.
Shout out to the Wolfpack.
This, yes, for sure. This intro is fire. Thank you. I appreciate that. OMG, it's Brick and oh man, I'm gonna butcher this. Dominguez.
It's a old joke, but it still lives.
Okay. Dude, who would have ever thought, right, that we would be on do this together? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I knew we would do some things together, but like to come up with this and to bring it, to life. Yeah. We've been working on this for a little while now. So even kind of under the radar before we actually, Yeah, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be a great night. We're gonna bring this show to life.
Yeah,
Got a
it's only
whole
episode
ass
1.
cinematic intro. Effing dope. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know it. Fire. All right, man. Flavio, my bro, right here. We got Cylon. Thank you, Cylon, for being here. Good evening. Good evening to you as well. We got the Jedi Knights Watch. Hello, all you fine freaks. That's what I am. I'm the brick freak. Let's go. I'm gonna stop. Into the Brickverse. Yes, sir. Let's go. We've got Spidey is my boy. Yeah. So we got some Spidey fans. You came to the right episode for sure. Wolfpack never dies, 100%. Let's see. How you figure? Hey, Justin. Man, it's gonna be great. So Nick watched the he just got monetized. That's true, Nick. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Keep it PG.
Man, no, it's really cool that everyone is here tonight. I'm sure we'll get a few more people coming in. I know the movie canon actually will be in, I would assume soon, because he is the one doing the giveaway for. I mean, we're doing the giveaway, but he I cannot think of the word. He gave us he
donated to
donated.
the channel.
Good man. He donated to the channel a very cool giveaway. If you guys don't know it yet, I'll just let it be a surprise. It's gonna be pretty cool. It definitely relates to the episode. And then I kind of want to explain after that, like how I'm gonna do giveaways in the future and see what you all think about that, because it is different. It's 100% different. So excited to kind of talk about some of that stuff. But what's up, Flavio? Man, we're here. We're here.
I'm good,
all right,
bro.
Oh
You
man,
got this.
See, look at those figures back there, man. You stacking up back there.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I got some rearranging to do, and you know, fixing some things up.
But it's hard because that's all I do. My problem is if I rearrange, then I rearrange for like 2 weeks straight, and I can't ever. Yeah, it's
you move
terrible.
one thing and then you want to move everything.
Yep, for sure, man. It's a tough life. Dude, let's go ahead and talk about this figure, because it's not that I want to get it out of the way, but it's been around for almost a week now. But I haven't heard your spin on this figure, and I want to know what you think. I talked about it on the Wolfpack last week when it was announced, but I want to know what you're thinking here. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the website here. So what do you think of this figure?
Well, this is pretty going to be short and sweet here for me, just because I'm not the biggest DC guy whatsoever, and you know I've always stated that I like, you know, certain characters, obviously Superman, Batman, things like that. I'm more of a casual DC fan, and actually, you know, I never even watched the Aquaman movies, so
not even the first one.
Not even the first one. I turned it on, you know, a couple times. I just, you know, it just wasn't, you know, when you got to have the time and patience for a movie.
Yeah.
That was, you know, Aquaman for me. And I just, you know, never really gotten around to it. And I have been meaning to, you know, watch, you know, all my DC movies and brush up on them. But Black Manta, he's a cool looking figure, for sure. I'm not sure if it would, you know, push me over the edge to pick this up, just because, you know, for me, I got to have somewhat of a, you know, relationship with the film or the character, you know, to bring it home. But he's a really dope looking character. I love the design of the figure, and I'm sure he's pretty badass in the movies too. So, I like the black suit. I guess his costume is like a wetsuit design, and that just goes right in with it being, you know, underwater character and whatnot. So
I'm getting the vibe that you're not going to buy this, right? Is that what you're?
Yeah, you know, if I said that, I'd probably be lying. So this is, for me, as of right now, this is a pass. I always say when figures like this come out, though, you know, and I don't know if I'm, you know, one of the only people that are like that, but I feel like this could be a figure that I would want way later down the line, after I
Yeah,
finally watch the movie, get hooked with it, start, understanding the character more. I could see myself going back and picking this up, but just that, unfamiliarity with, the movie
sure.
and the character right now is having me stand off on picking this up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's kinda how I am right now too, because I haven't seen the second movie, so I'm not like I don't have that hype for really anything DC right now, like, for me personally, like, the DCEU is kinda done, right?
it's
And
like it's going through some changes right now. So
right,
that's another
right, and if
thing.
it and if for me, if it's not Superman or Batman or the Blue Beetle, let's say that because we don't
Or
have that.
Joker, like those are
Or
like,
the yeah, yeah, yeah. But for,
but
like, the DCEU, like, for, like,
right.
that, uh, Zack Snyder, like, that whole world, I'm just not really into it right now. Now, speaking of this figure, now I will probably not be buying this, but I will say it is a pretty cool looking figure. I
Oh
think he
yeah.
looks really cool. Now, in another stream that I was in, I believe it was the Wolfpack, but they were talking about how it might have been a stream that I was watching, like Copper Drop or something, but they were talking about how the head looks like Stewie's head from Family
It does.
Guy,
I
and
remember
that started bothering me. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
I remember. I think I was watching. I forget which show that was. Yeah, I don't know if
yeah,
it was Collector Joey's or if it was on Graham's channel when you
yeah,
guys were on, but I couldn't unsee that. It's
yeah,
just that football shaped head.
right. Hey Arnold kind of style,
Yeah.
But no, the suit, everything looks really cool. I think if I was more into Aquaman, I really like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I think he did a fantastic job. But if I was more into that story, I think I would buy this. But
Yeah.
But the suit also kind of bothers me. Like I believe it was Mario in one of his streams, I think it was LWO. They were talking about how it's kind of like the Alita suit they're thinking.
Yeah.
And that's held up pretty well. But to me it almost and I could be dead wrong, but it almost looks like, the Batman and Robin that we got recently where that suit can bubble up and I'm afraid that's going to happen. Now, what do you think about that?
That is one thing immediately when I seen the solicitation photos for this, I seen the suit and it has kind of that like almost kind of like a shiny material.
Yeah.
It has that material look to it that, once you do a pose, if you leave it in there for too long, it could stick to itself.
Right.
And I think that's, just one of the risks that, you know, Hot
Mm,
Toys is taking with it being, as accurate as possible to the film. Like I said, I'm assuming it's a wetsuit type of style costume that he has. So
yeah.
I think this figure will be fine. I just definitely want to see, what people think when they get it in hand compared to
Right.
also I'm assuming there's going to be a gel type underlay for the musculature. So it might have some squish to it on the upper body, but I don't know. I think only time will tell. I think even for the sturdiest figures, we even say it too. Don't leave it in a pose for that long. So that's
Sure.
just common sense at this point,
Yeah.
unless you're new to the hobby. But seeing the poses that they threw up for the promo pics, I don't see somebody leaving it that long in those
Yeah.
poses.
Yeah, for sure. And I love the eyes. I love the interchangeable eyes. You can get like the damaged. That's really cool. I believe it's LED, which we're showing right here, LED light function. So that's cool. But yeah, I just I don't think this one's coming home. Now, if they make an Aquaman, and I know some people are hoping for an artisan. I don't personally believe it's going to be an artisan if they make another Aquaman. Um, but uh but I would consider an Aquaman. But for the villain, I'm probably gonna pass on this as
And
well.
I'm kind of in the same realm there too, because it's almost like, if you get Aquaman, it's his movie. Jason Momoa, he's like you said, he's a great Aquaman. I think he's made the character what it is today in the films. But
Yeah.
I remember seeing the original versions that they have already, and they look, all right. They look cool. But again, I'd have to go back and, really study and watch the movie, but I'd probably pick up an Aquaman before I pick up, the Black Manta to go with it.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Same here. Eddie is saying, I showed this comment already, but he's saying that this figure is actually growing on him. And I agree. It's growing on me too. Like the more I see it, but it's just I don't think I can really fit it into my collection right now. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, even me, like I said, like initially when I seen it, I knew I was like, oh, okay, I'm safe here. It's probably not something that I'm gonna go for, but I don't know about everybody else, but you keep going back, you keep looking, at the promo pics, and they look dope. They look amazing. Anybody, that would say otherwise, I think, they're capping a little bit, but I think he looks great. The one thing that, like you said with the suit, I'm not a fan of that really straight line on the front of his suit there that everybody was saying was looking a little ugly. But
yeah. I mean, a lot
I
of people
think
were complaining about that scene, but then I don't remember who said it, but
I
they
think it was Zio.
kind
I
of did
think
like a
Zio said
side
it
by
was
side.
accurate.
Yeah,
He
right.
said it was movie
So
accurate. So
right. So maybe that's why they did it. But then I remember somebody joked too, like, oh, they got lucky there. They're like, whew, like
right.
because he really screwed up, but it was actually accurate.
Yep. And
But
also the LED stuff. I mean, at this point,
yeah,
it's getting a little bit crazy just because was this character, I mean, was this figure already, on the design, like, were they already creating this in the background before they started really going deep into the
yeah,
LED, plug function? But I mean, I'm assuming this is batteries. I think that back part is just going to pop off and the batteries are going to be under there.
yeah.
But I guess for the people that are getting this, they would have loved for it to just be, a USB.
Yeah. But yeah, you got anything else? I mean, you said it's gonna be quick, so it's gonna
The
be quick.
tridents are cool
Tridents
too.
are cool. The
I'm
tridents
I'm
are
I'm a
cool.
fan of the tridents.
Yep.
I'm a sucker for accessories like that, so I really do
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like the green. That green really pops, man.
Yeah, yep. I definitely probably display it with the green trident, maybe
Yeah.
separated. Maybe something
Okay.
more dynamic like that. But
Yep.
yeah, not much more to say here for me. Just like I
Yeah.
said, because it's probably going to be a pass. So
Yeah. Pass for me
I'm
too, man.
excited though for everybody who is getting it.
Pass for me too. There's not really a lot of news. I was hoping that something would like I'd wake up this morning and there'd be like some great like announcement or release so that we had talk about the first episode. But you
It's
know
been a
what?
little
It's
dry
okay. You know why it's okay, Flavia?
because we got
Because
our
we
own
got
topic.
games, bro. We got topics. We got a bunch of stuff that we are able to kind of save the episode with. But before we get started with our first game, we are gonna say hello to my boy Collector Joey.
Yo,
I came in peace, Wolfpack. That's good. That's good because them Cowboys. Packers didn't do very well either. So
dude. I mean, I know we were
they
talking.
did. They fought hard. They
They
for a young team,
did.
they really did. They really
I
did.
was messed up that night, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was out, like going out, like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I remember me and Graham and you'd like, oh man, they're gonna do it. They're good. They're gonna be all right. And
Right.
I woke up the next day, and I was
Oh
like,
man.
dang, should I message Graham or nah? I was gonna let him
No mess with them.
let
No
him
mess with
chill.
them. We got some stuff going on in the chat. Sneaker says, Joey, get out. And Delo's asking for the password. Oh man. Joey threatened you. Wow. That's crazy. I had to hear that story. Okay. So we have a bunch of games. I've got about 4 or 5 games and segments that I would like to kind of talk about and later on in the show. But before we do that, and before we kind of talk about every single thing that we have come up with, right? And plenty more to come that I'm currently working on as well. I'm going to let you choose between 2 for now. And that's going to be top or bottom, okay? Or Hot Toys Fantasy.
tough here. I don't know what game I want to play, but
Love
you
is
know
greater
what?
than
Let's kick it off with top or bottom. Let's go for it.
top or bottom. I thought you were going to pick the Hot Toys Fantasy. Okay.
I was thinking about
Threw
it.
me off. Threw me
Let's
off.
do top or bottom.
Okay. All right. We're going to do top or bottom. Let's go ahead.
I love it.
All right. Here we go for top or bottom. So what this episode is all about and what this game is all about is we pick either the top or the bottom. Now, for this certain specific episode, we are doing movies that are coming out in 2024. So either the top or the bottom. So we got
This is a
for the
big
top we
curveball,
have
bro.
yeah, bro. We got Beetlejuice 2, we got Madam Web, Venom 3, and Deadpool 3. For the bottom, we have Bob Marley's movie One Love, which would be a pretty dope figure. We got Dune, Borderlands, and Craven. Now I know that Dune, we're getting, InArt's working on something and all that, but let's say, nobody's working on it. Like, what would you rather have, the bottom or the top? And then we're going to talk about like what figures you'd want from these movies, right? Now I feel like Deadpool is like the easy answer, right? Because you want all those figures. You want a Deadpool, you want a Wolverine. They're going to be doing like the multiverse thing probably, but then at the bottom, I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you got a badass Craven. Okay. You got Bob Marley and Flavio. I know you like Bob Marley. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know you like. Okay. And then we got Borderlands, right? So Borderlands is
a video game.
Not just was, but it is a very, very popular video game with really, really cool like artwork, right? So it's a different type of art. And I played a lot of Borderlands. I believe it was 2. And to make this into a movie, I haven't really seen any trailers yet, but I feel like it could make some really cool figures. But Flavio, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about these. Are there any movies that you're really looking forward to from this list?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I mean, I would say almost all of these. Honestly, I did not know that Borderlands. I didn't know they were coming out with a movie, but that also intrigues me as well because I played one and I beat 1, but I played 2 a little bit. But they're really dope games, like you said. Very nice shooters. But yeah, this is a tough one here. So I have 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, correct?
Yep. But the 4, like, let's say you choose one, you'll never get figures from the bottom or the top if you choose.
Oh,
you do not choose that. So you will never, ever, ever, ever get one.
Guys, man, can I phone a friend in the chat or something? Like, please. All right.
I try to put Madam Web up there with Deadpool because
Yeah. Yep.
So
all right. Let me see how I'm gonna go around this here first. So I'm going to leave Dune at the bottom, and that's not that might hurt some people's feelings, but again, originally I think it was a book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And they have the TV show on what was that, on HBO or Stars or something?
It was a I mean, there might be a
It was
show.
a movie.
I don't think there is. It's a movie.
No,
it was like an old classic movie back in the day. I don't know.
But they remade it, the one with Zendaya in
early
it,
90s.
right?
Yep. And then they remade it. So this is Dune 2, actually, part 2.
Okay. So I haven't watched the original.
You have not seen Dune 1, I'm guessing.
The original one, like the original movie. I have not seen Dune 1. I've heard so many good things about it, though. My fiance's dad is, a really big fan. He read the books, but I don't know if he watched the newer movie. I'm assuming he did, but I don't know much of it. But from the trailers, it looks something that's right up my alley. So I do have to give that a shot. But for that, I'll put Dune on the bottom right now because I feel safe with that. But for my first top row,
well, let me just clarify, because I think people are confused, and that's fine. It's the first time we're playing.
Okay.
You have to stick with the top or the bottom. So whatever those 4 movies, Beetlejuice, Madam Web, Venom 3, and Deadpool, that's top. And the bottom are gone forever if you choose the top. So that's what I meant by try to make it hard with having Deadpool at the top and then having like Bob Marley at the bottom. You know what I mean? So it's either you pick the top or you pick the bottom.
Oh, from each other, like right above each other.
From each other. Yep. I'll try to make the picture a little bit more clear next time, but yes.
Oh, wow.
Now, some people might pick the bottom, and I don't want to change your mind here or anything like that, but some people might pick the bottom because we already have a Deadpool figure. We already have Venom figures, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, that Deadpool movie is going to be like, bring some characters. I mean, we might get like a Daredevil from Ben Affleck again, get some crazy stuff from like X-Men and whatnot. So,
okay. All right. So, yep. I'm going to still keep Dune on the bottom. Definitely putting Madam Web up top just because, you know, that's coming out next month. I'm already planning to go watch that. We are spider heads, so why wouldn't we choose this? The movie, it looks like it's going to be good. I think I heard that it's technically in its side universe. It's not really going with the canon stuff. I'm assuming. I could be wrong about that.
I think it's really in with that Sony like
universe,
world,
like
world. Yeah, the universe.
I would honestly like to see every single one of them get made. It's different Spider-Girls. They all have different suits. Even the one villain, I forget what's his name. It starts with a Z. But he's pretty much
Dark Spider-Man.
Yeah. But I forget what the guy's name is in a comic line. He pretty much studied Spider-Man and stole all his attributes, like pretty much learned how to with all the totems, with all the animal totems and stuff like that. He pretty much gained all of his powers and so on and so forth. So I think all the characters from that movie would translate very well for figures. So why not go for that? And then 2, if this is the first Madam Web movie, there's obviously going to be something that's built off of this. So it would just open up the door for, a bigger line, other figures down the road. So definitely Dune on the bottom, Madam Web up top for my first choice. And dang, man, that one's tough there.
Just remember, though, if you pick the top row, it's all of those movies on the top row. You still don't get it, do you?
Wait, so I have to choose all of them up top and all of the ones up on the bottom?
Yes. Now he's getting it, folks. Now he's getting it. Okay.
Dude, this gets harder and harder. Okay, so if I had to choose, I would probably do the top row.
Okay.
I'd probably
I like how you say it's getting harder, and then you're just like top row.
Well, because I was trying to, cheat the system here, but I guess I didn't know how the game worked. Yeah, I'd probably have to do the top row because there's just more movies that I gravitate to on the top row.
For sure.
Versus the bottom, but that's really tough. Having a Bob Marley. Well, first off, Bob Marley is, a legendary, person, you know what I mean, for a ton of different reasons, his music career, political, what have you, all of that. So that does, hurt a little bit. It would be cool to have a Bob Marley figure in the collection. I forget what company made a Bob Marley, but I think it was like a third party. But yeah.
Now, would it bother you if it's the actor that plays the movie and not based off the actual Bob Marley?
Like if it was like I forget what they call those movies, like
the guy portraying him in the movie
is not really Bob Marley, is what you're saying?
Correct. It would be like the guy from the movie. Would that bother you? Like, would it have to be?
That would definitely bother me because if I'm going for an idolized character like that, like that or MJ or somebody like that, I would want it to be the actual features of.
So even if it was the Bob Marley, you would still pick the top row.
I think so, dude. Like, look at all the top rows.
Okay. Yep. Well, Eddie, Eddie's disagreeing with you, man. He's saying he's going to pick the bottom row. And
That's,
and
I mean,
and the thing is, and that's fine. I mean, we all got our opinion, whatever. But the thing is, like, if it wasn't for Deadpool, I would easily pick the bottom row because you got Bob Marley, you have Dune, you have Borderlands, which could make some really, really cool figures. And then you have Craven, which we do not have yet. Whereas,
Right.
like the top, we already have Venom, we already have Carnage, right? I mean, I think that it's who is the who's the villain in the third movie? I forget. Toxin. Toxin is supposed to like kind of leaked that he's supposed to be the villain. And then I'm sure my hope. Okay. This is my little theory. We're gonna they've been talking about Miles Morales live action. I think
You
this
think
is the
he's gonna
first
pop in?
time. This is the first time we're gonna get a glimpse, a little sneak peek to Miles Morales, even if it's just a cameo at the end. I think this is where we first see him. I think we see him in a Sony movie. It's gonna be Venom 3. Because in
I
comic
mean,
books, they fight all the time in comics.
right.
So it'll be really cool.
For me, Venom 3, like one of the biggest reasons is because, I mean, before the game came out, it was always rumored that, part 3, we were going to possibly see the MCU version of Venom with the white spider symbol on the chest. So for me, I'm
Yeah.
still banking on that there's going to be another version of a white spider symbol Venom MCU style. So if you have that alongside the newly announced one from the game, I think it would just be best of both worlds.
See, I think that was gonna. I always thought that was gonna happen when Peter Parker got the symbiote suit, right? The black suit. And then, excuse me, I almost coughed there. And then, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm getting over a cold. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we're going strong right now.
Hey, man, we are. But and then like once he gets it, and then like Eddie Brock gets the suit back, that's when it would have like that white symbol.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It just kind of made sense to me, but he never really showed up before Venom 3 with the Spider-Man universe, except for that end credit. But yeah, we real quick, we got Yomo in the house. Yo, what is up, everyone? What is up, my guy? I keep wanting to throw up the wolf pack, man. It's bothering me. But what's up, Yomo? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for being here. But let's see what's Jedi saying here. Dilo the Collector. I thought I bought a new Star Wars sleeping bag today. Very interesting, Jedi. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Flavia.
No, but yeah, all I was saying is just I mean, for me, the top row, there's just more things that I gravitate to. The Madam Web, Venom 3.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Those are two Spider-Verse related movies right there. So for me to pick the bottom row, that would be really tough. But then you have Deadpool, the new movie.
Yeah.
Who's not excited for that? The guys, charisma and jokes alone, I've been dying to I can't wait to watch that movie. The script has got to be so good. You know what I mean? And so much that they've been keeping it tight wrapped like this, with Hugh Jackman returning, to the screen and being in that classic suit for Wolverine. There's a lot riding on this movie and this script that, it just makes me feel like it's going to be a top tier movie. And we're going to look back at it and, say the replay value is there, because I think all the other Deadpool movies have that for me. Like, they have a little bit of something, for you to just be able to be like, oh, I can just sit back and watch this movie again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of movies that are like that, especially like, in the Marvel realm and stuff like that. But Deadpool, he always keeps it, fresh and funny, and there's action alongside with it. So, and there's some leaks that I've also seen the past couple days. I'm assuming from I'm hearing that it's commercials that are being played in other countries and stuff like that, and they're leaked. So I'm not going to go too far into that.
I've seen a couple of things, not in the last couple of days, but I've seen a couple of things like a couple months ago before the writer's strike and everything. They were talking about some stuff, but
even that though,
man,
is exciting. So
dude, we have a chance to get I feel like we have a chance to get more figures from this movie than No Way Home.
Oh,
because I mean,
already
it can go. This thing can go to where Deadpool is literally going around all these different the multiverse and killing everybody,
Yep.
right? The way he does in the comic books and getting rid of all the crap. Or just visiting and goofing off and doing whatever, fighting with them. But we're getting, I mean, we already know the big one that I don't mind saying is like the Daredevil one, Ben Affleck. Like
Right.
that's a huge rumor that's going to happen. So that would be really cool. And then
That would
from
be
there,
sick.
you just use your imagination. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's simple as that. But we have Eddie saying his daughter X-23 is supposed to show up also. And
That's
that's
another
going to be
thing that I
cool
heard.
because that
She's all
Logan
grown
movie
up now.
was fire. Like I think that was the best we've seen Wolverine, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
X-Men 1 and 2 were really good, but that Logan movie,
Yeah, that like
man,
rated R aspect of
yeah,
Logan
man,
was
yes,
really good.
yeah. And Yomo says the Deadpool movie alone does it for him. And yeah, if it wasn't for Deadpool, I would go for the bottom. Even though I
Yeah.
think Beetlejuice figure would be really, really dope. I'm gonna go with I gotta go Deadpool. I mean, obviously the
Yep.
top, right?
And
So
that's
because of all the figures we could get with it.
and that's what I was gonna say lastly. Then you just have Beetlejuice 2, a
Yeah.
cult classic that has been in the making for so many
Right.
years. You know what I
Right.
mean? You've heard I could remember maybe like, a couple years ago that, oh, they're working on Beetlejuice. They're pushing that script to the top, like, it's
Yep.
gonna get made. And it was just, oh, it's a rumor, you know what I mean? You have the
Yeah.
classic Beetlejuice. For me, I would love for because I don't know if they've made an original Beetlejuice figure. I could be wrong. I think I seen a custom out there before, and that one looked crazy sick. Like it
Yeah.
looked really cool.
Dude, if Hot Toys did a Beetlejuice, I mean it would
For
that would be
me,
a must buy for me.
it would be a dopo, but for me, I would love it to be the original movie first, and then
Yep. Yep.
seeing the
For
character, like
sure.
the
I
figures
mean,
from this.
unless like Beetlejuice from the second movie looks very, very similar to the first,
Yeah,
like I'd be fine. But I have a feeling he's gonna have like a different outfit.
yeah, it's
A little
gonna be
bit
a
of,
little bit of alterations
yep.
there,
Yep. So
but
here's the thing though. With Deadpool, so there let's be honest. All these movies that are coming out this year, for sure Deadpool, we might get a Craven. I mean, do you really think we see Madam Web figures, Bob Marley figure, another Venom? Like, do you really think like out of all the movies, we know for sure Deadpool. We're gonna be getting
oh
Deadpool
yeah,
figures.
yeah.
Um, so what that means too is like there's not a lot of movies that Hot Toys would be
Go
willing
for.
to, yeah. So that just tells me what do we got to do this year, boys? Well, we got to make a lot of Deadpool figures. So I think they're gonna go crazy with this line because there's not much else.
Yeah, I could definitely
So
see them making, a lot of figures from that Deadpool movie. Especially, I think they're gonna, you're gonna get a Deadpool again just because
yeah.
you had that original version, and then the only thing after that was, the dusty version, I believe. And
Hmm.
then you've seen from the dusty version, I believe there was the zombified one, which was like the more like animated from their zombie line that they were doing, like the cat.
Yeah.
And then, so I think a lot of the people that missed out on that original one and didn't want that dusty looking
Yep.
version, you're going to get it here. So
Do
that's,
you think we get like a Wolverine against like his younger self Wolverine, like CGI, like going up
that's a,
against himself?
well,
Like that'd be kind of cool, right?
didn't you hear about the rumor about, who's this guy?
Here,
What's his,
hold that thought right real quick because I do. Sorry, I do have to get to
no, you're good. Go
Jedi
ahead.
guys. This right here is my first ever super chat. I finally got the monetization stuff up and running. Try to get it done for this show, and it happened this morning. And Jedi Graham, thank you so much, Wolf Brother, for being my first. Just so I can always say I was your first, and I'm sure I'll hear that all the time. But thank you. It really does mean a lot. Even if this is the only ever super chat I ever get, it means a lot coming from you. So I Really do appreciate that, man. Honestly, not to get sappy here, but if it wasn't for Jedi, you know, him and I started a whiskey and cigar YouTube channel way back and did that for a couple of years and then kind of started Jedi together, kind of went our separate ways. But if it wasn't for him, I would not be in YouTube right now. So this means a lot coming from you, Graham. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, shout out
Appreciate it.
to
I
the
had a
Jedi.
video. I had a video, but I forgot to put it on. So I owe you one later on. So thank you.
Shout out to that guy though, for real. He's probably one
Yeah.
of the most supportive people in
Yes.
the community for sure. And
For
he's
sure. For
always
sure.
a good time.
Absolutely. It would be super dope if Hot Toys goes all out for Deadpool. And I think they will, just because there's not a lot. Like, we're not gonna, I mean, we might get a couple more artisans. Hell, I could also see Hot Toys saying no to artists, any more artisan altogether. You know, I'm not saying they will do that. I'm just saying, like, you never know with Hot Toys. Like, well, let's do a different thing now. I think they'll go a little bit wild. Like,
for me, I just think all of the, because I think it's when you see them like that, like all the rumor like photos from like, you know, the screen that are like all in like, that are all grainy, and you see them on Facebook and you're like, oh my gosh, is this real or not? And you got to wait until the movie comes out to like confirm it.
Yep.
There's just so much there. Like, why would that not be in there? And there's a lot of like, you know, cameos and appearances that are possibly going to be in this movie. I think that's a dead giveaway for Hot Toys to just, you know, brand it Deadpool, you know, 3 and milk it. You know what I mean? So I could see a lot of figures coming from that.
For sure, man. Yeah, so just having Deadpool at top. Again, I tried to make it hard putting Venom up there because we already have Venom figures and Madam Web, but yeah, Deadpool, man, that makes that top line take the cake. Guys, we have 16 in the house. I just saw 17. So whoever left, please come back.
Hit that like button, guys.
Hit that like button, guys. No, this is a lot of fun. For sure. Let's see. The Jedi Knights watch. Same man, interested to see what character William Dafoe plays. Yeah. You know, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, is he gonna be like the dead guy this time? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whereas the first film, is he? Yeah. But I know Jenna Ortega is gonna be in it. She's supposed to be like the daughter to Winona Ryder or something like that. Maybe William Dafoe will be like husband or grandpa, but I have a feeling he'll be the dead guy. He'll have fun with Beetlejuice. I can see that. Or he could be I don't know, another Beetlejuice.
And it's Tim Burton again, correct? It's doing this.
It is.
One?
Yep.
So there's no way. There's no way that they can mess this up. In my eyes, you know, I feel
and
like
how long it took him to do it. Like he wanted it to be his way or no way.
Tim Burton's very meticulous.
Yep, for sure. As long as it's not like Hocus Pocus, or Hocus Pocus 2.
See, and that's the good 2 was good too, though. But like, I could understand that if you're not a diehard Hocus Pocus fan, you could see the.
It was fine.
It wasn't as good as the first one, no.
But I think you expect so much, and then it ends up being cheesy. But I think a lot of films.
That's the risk, though, they take with taking that big gap, you know, between the movies. It's just it's really tough to, you know, drive that audience in after, you know, 10, 15 plus years for the sequel.
For sure. Never seen the Venom movies. Ricky, where you been, man? Where you been? No, I'd love to say that you're missing out. I guess you're kind of not. I enjoy the movies. I had a lot of fun with Venom, but I'm a huge Venom fan. So to me, these movies mean more to me than like your typical Marvel.
But overall, a lot of people, I don't think they translated perfectly. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And I agree. I don't think this is anything like, you know, certain storylines in comics and whatnot, but I had fun with it. I had fun that Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy actually played Eddie Brock and brought this character to life for the first time. So I had a lot of fun with this. I feel like the second one should have been a little longer. I wish it was. Need some X-Men with DD and Elektra, hopefully. Daredevil. Yeah, man, like that would be super cool. And as much as I did not like that Elektra movie, I liked her a lot in the Daredevil movie. That Daredevil movie is so underrated. I don't know why people hate. I mean, the teeter-totter scene is pretty bad, but other than that, like that movie was fun. That was a good movie. I just remember seeing that movie in theater, and I was, man, how old was I? Like 12 or 13. And as soon as I got out of the theater, I threw up.
Oh,
And
man.
yeah, I don't know why.
What
Maybe
a
that was
memory.
somebody telling me how shitty that movie was, but I liked it. I liked it, man. I think he's smiling because I was nice, or he was nice, and then I was nice in return. We got good old Spotchka in the house. Whoa, new show. Let's effing go. That's right, my friend. You missed an awesome intro, so rewind after the show is over and check that out.
That intro was dope.
Everyone's saying hi to Spotchka. We all love Mr. Spotchka. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Came out of nowhere. But yeah, top or bottom, guys, this is a fun game. It's not always going to be like this. It's going to be sometimes the figures that we've had, sometimes figures that we never got that movies have been out for years. Sometimes it might not even be figures. But yeah, it's a fun new little game for the show. I know it's a lot like other games that we've seen, but it has a little twist. It has a little twist to it. So to kind of make it my own. But yeah, guys, now the main topic for the show before we get to the giveaway from Movie Cannon, I hope he shows up because I don't want to do the giveaway without him here. But the main topic, let me stop sharing here. We are going to go ahead and we are going, let me share the screen here, are going to rank every single Spider-Man film. Okay. Now,
more torture.
No animated, nothing like. I guess I can't say no animated because we will be counting Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Okay, so Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, the 3 Tobey movies. Okay, the 2 Andrew movies and the 3 Tom Holland movies. Okay, we're not going to count like different Avengers movies that Tom Holland was in and all that. Just the Spider-Man, straight up Spider-Man movies. And as we go, let's say Flavio says Into the Spider-Verse in last place, like his first pick, right? He would then tell me a figure that he would love to see, and I will do the same when I make my choice. A figure that I would like to see Hot Toys do that they have not done yet. So no 2.0s, just a figure that they have not touched yet. And we won't talk too long about the figure because this is going to be somewhat of a long game, or not a game, but a conversation, since we're both giving our picks. But yeah, we're going to talk some Spider-Man here. So if you guys are Spider-Man fans, feel free to comment down below your favorite Spider-Man movies as we go here. Let's see. I don't know if I want to keep this up the whole time.
I'm excited to see what other people think.
I know
for their choices.
For sure. I am too. Let's see. We're going to put this up and take that away. And we're going to talk Spider-Man. Okay. Flavio, you want to go first?
Sure. Do you want
I wrote mine down too. So if I look down, we do have somebody before we get started. Steven with a V. Thank you, man, for showing up. Very surprised to see you. I appreciate you coming in. Good evening, all. Awesome for you to be here. We got How You Figure already talking about how Spider-Man 2 all the way is his favorite. Okay. I respect that. We'll see if any of us have that at number 1. Yeah. Oh, we got Gambit in the house. I thought I saw him earlier, but here we go. Great show, gentlemen. Let's go. Yeah, Flavio, go ahead and kick us off, man. What is your least favorite? So there are 9, am I right? 3, 6.
So
8.
we're going from least to most favorite.
Are there 10? Yeah, least favorite to most favorite.
There's 10.
There's 10. Okay. Let me pull mine up real quick while you start us off.
All right. So for my number 10 spot, hopefully I don't ruffle any feathers here, but
I know and that's what's going to make it fun.
My number 10 is going to be The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And my choice for that.
All right. So we're just gonna continue with me.
That's
I'm
why I
just playing,
said
man.
I
I
hope I don't
cannot
ruffle
believe
any
your
feathers.
shit. I mean,
Hey,
at least put it at 9.
I knew we were gonna have completely polar opposite
Oh, this
stuff
is gonna
here.
be
So,
fun. This is gonna be fun. Okay.
and my reasoning for that is just, it's Andrew's not my favorite out of the three, obviously, but I just didn't like the way they did, Harry in that movie.
Okay.
And,
I get that. I
just
get that.
I just feel like the casting, I didn't like the glider either. I'm just old school when it comes to Green Goblin, so it was really hard for me to like just accept that. Uh Jamie Foxx as
Watch
the
out.
hang on, he was good. I loved, I loved his acting in it, but as the blue Electro, it never sat well with me. The character's design, I don't know. And I think what they did for the No Way Home version of him was a lot better
Sure.
than, TASM 2, but
I agree, D'Lo. 100%.
uh what was I gonna say here? It was a good movie. Rhino as well in a mech suit.
Oh, that was okay. I'm not gonna say too
I
much until I put
I
that on my
didn't
list.
hate it, but you know what I mean? I just
It
imagine
was you thought it was fun, but it just wasn't
I imagine a
compared
big
to the
hulking guy, you know what I mean? Like
Sure,
for
sure.
for Rhino. But you gotta love when he hits him with that manhole cover. Like that's that's a really good part in the movie. I love
Oh,
that.
yeah, for sure, man.
Um, but yeah, that's my number 10 there. Am I going all the way through for my
No,
list,
you're
or are we
just
going
doing one
back
at
and
a
forth?
time, and I'm gonna
Okay.
yep.
Yep.
And then when I let's say, like, obviously, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a little higher for me. So when I get there, I'll put my spin on it, and then if you've already said it, then we can kinda go back and forth a little bit. I just don't wanna spend too much time on each pick, but let me know what figure real quick. Is that what you're
That
gonna
was
say?
another, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of a cop out. But if I had to pick, a figure for them to make for that movie, we obviously already have, Andrew. I would not want that Green Goblin. We already have two on the market. Like, let that rest. A
Okay.
cop out for me, it would translate well as a figure. I think the Rhino as a figure,
Be ginormous.
it'd be ginormous. It'd be cool. It'd be, possibly diecast. So I think
Sure.
that would be cool for them to make that.
Because
But
he's sitting in the damn thing. So that thing is gonna be
yeah.
like,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
It'd be cool though. It
Yeah.
would be awesome. Okay. I don't respect that, but I respect you slightly. My number 10, I know we're gonna get hate from so many people throughout this, like back and forth.
Oh yeah.
My number 10 is Homecoming. Spider-Man
Woo!
Homecoming is I had so many issues. I know. I had so many issues with Homecoming, and here's why. Spider-Man, for one, is supposed to be smart. He's supposed to make his own gadgets. And up until Endgame, I didn't like that he got everything from Tony Stark and that he
Yeah.
was basically little, bitch boy, and everybody did stuff for him. He couldn't get into the Avengers. He was like, I didn't like that. Spider-Man's supposed to be like
He was
cool. He's
needy.
supposed to have his own gadgets. He's supposed to be like awesome. Not only that, but it really bothered me when he wasn't even in the city really. Like he was swinging around in a neighborhood into a swimming pool or whatever, and then like they went to DC, which was kind of cool, but it wasn't like I didn't get that vibe. I didn't have that Spidey vibe. It didn't feel like Spider-Man to me. Now his suit was cool, one of the coolest suits. I really Jedi bitch boy Homecoming. I love it. But and it wasn't a bad movie. It just and then like there was a scene that lasted like 15 minutes that he was in like that not garage, but
He was in that trailer.
yeah, he was in there forever, and he was just like sitting there. I'm like, this is what I get. This is what I like. I want to see Spider-Man fighting. The Vulture, I liked. I liked the villain. I think the villain is better than some other movies that we'll bring up. Okay, but overall, and the more I see it, the more I like it, but it's still ranked last for me. And that is because of all those reasons. It was just that whole movie was a big surprise coming off of Andrew Garfield, who is, spoiler alert, my favorite Spider-Man. Um, and not saying the movies are just yet, but my favorite uh Spider-Man. And then coming off of that and then starting over, and then that's the movie we get where it's not like, you know, swinging around the city and fighting crime. It's like, oh, he's got this date and his date's father is the Vulture. And it was like, it was kind of cringe to me, man. It was,
Yeah.
but I will say, the Hot Toys figure that I want, it's obvious in this one. It's the Vulture.
Oh
I
yeah.
want a Vulture. I know we got that tease and all that, and I know there's a third party Vulture, a couple out there. But
Yeah.
I want a Hot Toys Vulture because, like I said, even though the movie was not my favorite, I really did like the Vulture. So that's where I'm at number 10. Flavio, where are you at number 9?
All right. And for my number 9 pick here, I would have to pick. You guys ready? Be Spider-Man Far From Home.
Okay.
And my reason for that is, I don't know. I like Spider-Man being in New York City, first of all.
Thank
uh,
you.
yeah, but other than that, it was cool that you got to see him in a new
But think
location.
about that though, not to cut you to cut you off. Sorry.
But
Think about that though. Tom Holland's first 2 Spider-Man solo movies, he's not in New York.
yeah, it's crazy.
What the hell? Like,
That's
how are people
crazy.
okay with that? Like, I love Tom Holland, and he gained
Right.
my respect later on through the Avengers movies. But his first 2 solo movies aren't in like really in New York. It
Yeah, it is
was,
kind
I
of
mean,
weird for
part of the first one is, but part of it's not.
that's what you think
Uh,
of with Spider-Man, you know what I mean?
right.
But, it was cool to see him in the Euro trip and, seeing a new location and seeing a new set dressing that they could do for the movie. Um, Mysterio and his illusions in live action for me were priceless. Just seeing him like,
Yeah.
in that whole trap, that was really, really cool. I'm a sucker for like special effects and stuff like that.
Sure.
So all that CG work I really loved, but besides that, it just wasn't where I wanted the movie to take place, even though I knew that's, obviously that's how the script was. But it was
Yeah.
cool to see the elemental,
Yep.
the molten man and
Yeah, man, that was
the night.
some cool stuff. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the night monkey
yeah, so
suit and all that
even
stuff.
though it's like at number 9, there's still a lot of cool things about these movies because it's Spider-Man. We're Spider-Man fans. We like them all.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard, and this is just our take. Obviously, before you get to your choice of figure, real quick, I do want to thank Reverse Zeo for being in the house. Evening, everyone. Evening, my friend. Thank you for being here. We also got Mike. Pause. Literus in the house. Wait, what are we doing? Ranking Spider-Mans? I came in late. Dude, you got to check out the beginning as well after this. Don't go away yet. We did some cool stuff in the beginning. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, we got 20 in the house. That's like a record for a solo live stream for me. So thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you guys. Thank you
It means
guys.
a lot. But yeah, we have a comment here from Christian Cooper. I didn't like how Uncle Ben wasn't even in his movies. Like I
I'm
get that.
assuming
And
though that's just because they like at
Tony
that
Stark
point of the
was kind of
story.
like the uncle figure, right? The dad
Yeah,
figure. But still, I mean, a little
that's
something
true
would have
too
been nice.
though.
I guess they're trying to take a different take, but I'm with Christian. I would have liked
Yep.
to see that. We got Field Trip Spidey. Oh man. Just started, Mike. Yeah, we're about an hour in, but we just started this segment. We're only at number 9. And before you get to your figure, Flavio, I'm going to tell you right now that my number 9 is also Far From Home. So because it's the
Wow.
same, I figure we can just talk about it together real quick. And
Cool.
I'm with you on all of the hype around Mysterio. I actually think Jake Gyllenhaal was a very, I don't want to say perfect fit for it, but he was a very good fit for
Yeah.
Mysterio. I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal fan. I like a lot of his work. And it was cool to kind of see him in a superhero movie. I was kind of hoping to see him in the future
Right.
installment, No Way Home, but unfortunately we didn't. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, it
don't know
was
why
cool to
they
see
didn't
him.
do that.
Yeah, I love the scene when they're in the bar too, and he's kind of like disguised when he's getting the glasses, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden like everything kind of disappears and they just start all cheering. Like
That
that, just little things like that was really cool. And I love
those
London
parts.
and like
Yeah.
Europe and all of that. But yeah, the London Bridge and all of that, or the Tower Bridge and that fight scene and everything was really cool. Especially because like my honeymoon, we went to London. So it was kind of cool, like seeing that like right away. And my favorite thing ever, Spider-Man, and my honeymoon was London. So it was really cool to see stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
But again, it wasn't New York. It was still Tom Holland. And at the time, I wasn't that huge on Holland. He was still, like Graham said, bitch boy Spidey. um, I will say though, once again, that he really gained a lot of love from me in the future movies. And I say that as more than one movie. Like I really love Holland now. I cannot wait for his next trilogy. Um, and but yeah, I mean there were certain things where it was like, and I do love the chemistry between him and Zendaya.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yep.
that's some good stuff. And I think it picked up a little bit in the second film, even more so in his third film, but picked up a little bit in the second film here where they're kind of like talking, and I'm glad he ends up with MJ over the girl from the first movie, the Vulture's daughter.
Right.
Um, but and I do love his friend, or not his friend. I do love his friend actually.
Ned.
But the guy that like
Oh,
his enemy, like the
um,
you know, the guy that hates Peter but like loves Spidey, like that whole thing is like, oh,
Flash? Is
Spidey's
it
so cool.
Flash?
It's Flash. It is Flash.
Yeah.
Um yeah, movie canon. I am too now. But that first movie, I was like, I want to like you, but I don't yet. You
Yeah.
know, the movies are fine, they're okay, but I don't love you yet. Like,
That's
and
a
you know,
tough
I'm supposed
character
to.
though, like
It
to,
is. It
to
is.
fill those shoes.
Yeah. Um Holland absolutely is my least favorite. Can't stand how he barely wears the mask. He's got to show that face, man. I met Jake Gyllenhaal once. Wow, dude, that's awesome.
That's
I feel like
dope.
you meet everybody. This guy meets everyone. I swear. Never seen a bigger entourage of women around one guy in my life. Very impressive. Hats off to him, man. I wish I was Jake Gyllenhaal. Woo. Just for that reason. Can we rank the hottest Aunt Mays? I think they just get hotter as they go, right? Like
I think
as
we
the
all
movies
know
go.
the original
I think we.
trilogy was the hottest.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing,
Oh man.
uh,
D-Lo, you're a mess.
um, but let's real quick, and then we'll go on to the next one. What figure would you like to have seen from this line?
So for the Far From Home, for me, we already got a Mysterio. We
Yeah,
already got the Molten Man with that, and the Night
the Night
Monkey.
Monkey. Yep.
So if I had a figure for that, I would have to choose. I would say Ned.
Okay.
I would say
I,
Ned in this circumstance, just because I think he played a big role in this movie.
yeah.
Because I mean, he does in all three of them in a way, but I think riding off of Homecoming into this movie, there were a lot of parts that he needed him to be a distraction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it would have just been real easy for them to make that figure and have
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna make it easy for myself and just agree with you. I'm gonna go with Ned as well.
Because I mean, I don't know who else you would
I could
pick,
go with
really.
MJ as well, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or even
Team up.
that, do a 2-pack of them.
Yeah,
Knock it out
dude,
the
that'd be a
park.
cool 2-pack. That'd be a cool 2-pack. What do you got at number 8?
For number 8, I have oh man, hopefully I don't get grinded up here for this one. And trust me, when I made this
You're having a bad
decision,
start.
I really thought this one through. But as a Spider-Man fan, I'm very certain of this one here. For me, my number 8 spot, I'm gonna pick No Way Home. And the reason for that is because it's pure nostalgia. Listen, it's pure nostalgia, period. But without that, the plot of the movie, what would it have really been besides the movie being a big fan service? That's kind of the way that I'm going about this movie, because for
Okay.
me that would have been an easy like number one. Like, yeah, number one, No Way Home is my favorite because it has every character that that I love.
Sure.
But when you really start to like dissect that and really look into it, I feel like without the fan service, that movie really wasn't, what it was expected to be. But at the same time, it hurts me in saying that
Yeah.
because I think it was executed perfectly
Sure.
for whatever generation you were.
No, I get that. I get that. But I will argue with you when I say where it's at in my list. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time. Just to make it real quick though, and then I'll explain why when I say it. I think the plot was great.
Yeah.
I do.
Amazing.
And I think the story and everything was executed very well. But I'll talk about that. I'll explain why I think that later. But what figure would you like to see from there? I mean, we got a lot. Is there a figure that
Yeah.
we haven't gotten yet? I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, all right. So do you count the lizard? Because we
man,
got the base.
no.
And I'm gonna
I
I'm gonna
don't
give you
any base. I want like a figure. A base is not a figure.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care what people say. It's not. It doesn't
I'm
count.
gonna break the rules here, and I'm gonna just pick two. I'm gonna pick two for
Okay.
this because I just can't really decide. I would pick the lizard one
Okay.
because that's out of all the sinister villains that we've seen in the movie, we didn't get a proper figure, right? We only got the base. We got that one third party from that one company, but for me, it just wasn't the one that I was exactly looking for. So
Yeah.
I never pulled the trigger on that. So I would pick the lizard, but I would also pick his upgraded suit when he had paint on it. And I know that's very scene specific,
Okay.
but I would pick that because I do believe that that's pretty canon to the comic books.
Yeah.
In one of the lines, and I think that would just be a cool representation to have as well. I mean, I know a lot of people probably wouldn't go for that,
Yeah.
but it's what symbolizes of when he had that done to him.
For sure.
People already
For
knew
sure.
who he was.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. My number 8 is Spider-Man 3. Okay.
Okay.
So I got Toby. I don't think, I mean, you might like it because your list is kind of crazy. I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean, I had fun with it. It was a fun movie. It was the first time we saw a live action Venom. Did not execute well at all.
No.
I really liked Sandman and his story. Thought that was a lot of fun. Really, really like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, yeah, that's the figure I would choose. Sandman, 100%.
Yo, yeah.
And I mean, just that outfit alone, with like the prison stripes, like the green and
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's a
that for
classic
sure.
silhouette. Like, you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, that would be a really, really cool figure. But it had its moments. It had its really good moments, like really cool fight scenes. I actually really, even though the CGI did not hold up, but that fight scene between him and Harry,
Oh yeah.
at the beginning, that was really good with the ring, and he kept dropping the ring and everything. Had a lot of fun watching that. But then you get like the emo dance, and
That was
you get certain lines. You get certain lines where it's like, "What are you doing?" And then the whole Venom thing happened, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And I love that '70s show. I really do.
yeah.
But I didn't like Venom, that symbiote going into that '70s show world. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't
Right.
really meant. They didn't. Yeah. Uh,
It wasn't
but
executed right.
right, right. And I like who they got for Gwen. With that whole side story there. But I feel like it could have been executed better.
Yeah.
And to end a trilogy like that, it's kind of sad. You kind of wish they would have gotten a fourth movie. But real quick, my figure for that movie would be the Sandman.
Very
All right.
nice.
Going to number 7.
Yes, sir. And for my number 7 spot, um, it'd be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
my yeah, it's this. I'm telling you, this list was very tough for me to do just because, I want everyone to
You're
be
causing
number
me to
one, man.
drink, sir.
Well, I don't know if that's a good or if that's a bad thing, but cheers.
I'll say it's a
Um,
good thing.
yeah, for me, honestly, this would have been my number 6, but I feel like this movie was amazing. You know, it was a great movie. The animated representation, riding off of the first movie was just, really doing great things on that aspect of, it not being live action. Um, but for me, I feel like I loved the original um the original movie first, and it was just
Sure.
so hard for me to top that, like, that initial feeling. I don't know how to explain it, but it's our first animated style movies that we're getting,
Yeah.
and the first one I feel like was just received super, like, well, like tenfold. I feel like it was just a summer vibe, like, movie,
Hmm.
like even the soundtrack to it, it's Sunflower.
Yep.
Uh,
What's up,
so for
Danger? You know.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, I just feel like, you know, that compared to the story continuing, it just, it just branched off a lot more. So for me,
Yeah.
I put that down lower, but um, I loved seeing all the different characters that they had, all the new, like, all the different spider variants that you got
Yep.
to see, seeing Miles from the future with braids, the character's design, like, I'm just a sucker for that too. So
Yep.
there were a lot of great things that I loved about the movie, but just for me, it was just I loved that initial launch of the story. So for me, this would be my number 7.
Yeah. That's a good. It's decent. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. My number 7. I said Andrew Garfield's my favorite Spider-Man, but my number 7 pick is the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one.
Okay.
The first time I saw it, I didn't like it because I don't like change, man. I don't like change. And the second movie is where he grew on me, believe it or not. I know a lot of people are different than I am on that, um, but yeah, I didn't. I don't know, man. It was something about him and like his whole like story with his parents, and it was different.
That's
Um,
tough.
I came to appreciate that more when they explained it more in the second film, obviously. But I just remember, and then the villain, the
Yeah.
lizard, not my favorite villain. I like the lizard, but I did not like how they made him in the movie. Even more so, I even more so did not like that than the way that they did Electro, believe it or not.
Right.
There was something, he was just like too big, too much like a mini Godzilla. Like
It was
it
tough
didn't
for
look
them
like
how they made
Lizard,
that.
man. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But that being said, uh, give me a lizard figure. I make no sense right now, but shit, give me a lizard figure. I'll take it. Um, and I like the movie in general, though. I mean, I think between that and Homecoming, those two Spidey suits are my favorite Spidey suits ever. Now that last one in No Way Home that he's swinging around with is cool too. But man, that first Andrew Garfield movie when he's like swinging around and he's got like the moon behind him and he's like
Yeah.
doing the little thing, and then like he's got the guy up against the wall and he kind of turns like this, and that dark side kind of like and
There were
then
a lot of good, like,
yeah,
shots in that movie that I can
yeah,
agree
man.
on for sure.
Yeah. So that's what got it up there to number 7. And that's what kind of like, okay, I don't like change, but I can see where this guy's going. And I'll let you guys know that second movie changed it for me, and I'll explain why later. But yeah, I mean, for me, number 7 is Amazing Spider-Man, and I would have to say I need myself a lizard. Guys, let us know down in the comments what Spider-Man figures they need to make. I know some of you guys already said what your least favorite is, what your favorite is. But let us know what kind of figures they need to make from Spider-Man. We get a lot of Spider-Man, but not a lot of villains. We have from No Way
Yeah,
Home.
they need to
But
branch out.
I feel like we could do some more. I mean, we could, yeah, definitely. I mean, even more animated ones.
Oh yeah.
All right, number 6.
Yeah, because I don't think I ever said what character I would use from what figure I would want them to make from Across the Spider-Verse. So
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna just throw that in there real quick.
yeah,
I loved the I loved the Indian Spider-Man, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I don't
Okay,
know why, but I loved that part in there. And um I think they could make all of them, honestly, all the variants that we see in there. But if not him, also the Spot too, because he was
yeah.
really cool. But those would be the figures that I would make. Now for my number 6 pick though, and it's almost like
Oh
a
gosh.
night and day of what you picked. My number 6 would be the Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
And it's for all the reasons that you don't like it, which is crazy to me. For me not liking that trilogy, um, those were the pieces that I loved to it. I loved the backstory, finding out about his parents. Um, I don't know if it was just me from, loving the original Spider-Man movies and, seeing him with, Aunt May and Uncle Ben. I
Yeah,
just always wondered that, like, what happened to this guy's parents that, he's with them. So that is one of the reasons. And also just, the lizard, you know, from the original movies as well, just seeing Kirk Connors randomly,
sure.
he's always haranguing him like you're getting late to class and you're not studying up on your paper, to then now seeing it in the Amazing Spider-Man, he's actually, you
It was
know,
just like me every year, man. You're behind. You're not getting. You have so much
yeah, yeah,
potential.
yeah. So I think that's what really drove me to that first movie for the Amazing Spider-Man, because I feel
Yep.
like it filled in a lot of the blanks for me, you know,
Yeah.
besides not, going back and, reading up on the comic line and stuff like that. But from the movies, from the original trilogy of the Tobys, a lot of the things that, somebody would want to know about, I feel like they kind of filled in a lot of those blanks.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, for me, I don't know what figure I would make from that. I mean, I already said Lizard for No Way Home, so I don't know if I
Yeah.
can
You could
make
say it.
that
Yeah, that's fine.
make that choice again. But if not, I would choose a Gwen.
Okay. Very
And the
nice.
reason, now that I'm thinking that on the fly, the reason that I would do that is because if they, did make a Gwen, you have the Amazing Spider-Man already made. So it'd be kind of cool to have them paired up. I mean,
Yeah.
I know she's at that point, she's already gone, but it'd be
Sure.
cool to just have a representation of her.
Yeah, for sure. Um, we're number 6, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this. You've already said this one as well, but number 6, I have Across the Spider-Verse. Now the reason why I don't have that in my top 3, I know that How You Figure has it in his top 3, and I respect that. I think it
Yeah,
was a
same.
great movie. I mean, we're almost in the top 5 here almost. And um I just there's so many other reasons why I got these other movies ahead of it. And it could be because my age, what I grew up with. I don't know how old you are, How You Figure, but no, this movie was really, really good. I have very little to complain about this movie, but it does come off of, Into the Spider-Verse, where Into the Spider-Verse was like, wow, like
Yeah.
this movie was great. The soundtrack. So to me, if you're comparing these two movies, Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack was better. I thought the animation was better. I thought the storyline was better. I thought
All of it.
the connection between all the characters was better. Um I thought the ending was really good for this movie, but I did not like the cliffhanger. And I know that this movie, the third movie, was supposed to come out by March, and then the writer's strike happened and everything, and they delayed it. So that would have been really cool, and that makes sense. And like I agree everything you said, like seeing Miles in the future, and I love to see where this goes. I have
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah,
very little against this movie. This movie was awesome. You know, the whole oh, what was it? Spot? Was that his name? Spot?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. That would be a dope figure. But the figure that I'm gonna pick is not Spot. Figure I'm gonna pick is what D'Lo the Collector said, and that's Peter B. Parker. Now I'm
Missed
gonna
that one.
pick Peter B. Parker for this movie, and not Into the Spider-Verse, because I need that little baby on his, like,
Yeah.
that would just be so cool, man. He's hanging upside down or something. He's got the baby on his chest, and
I love how he has one
man, like,
like slipper on and like the other one's
yeah,
missing like half the time. It's a
yeah,
good
man.
character.
I need a Peter B. Parker. I don't know why they haven't done this. I don't see why they can't. They're going
Yeah.
crazy on this Across the Spider-Verse line. They made a couple characters from the End of the Spider-Verse, which are amazing figures. I can't wait for Across the Spider-Verse. But why not a Peter B. Parker? Like, why is that so hard? I mean,
Dude, and
man,
getting a 1/6 scale robe with him too, like
dude, yeah, that would
it'd
be
be
so cool.
sick. Would be
That'd be
sick.
cool. Man, that would be a really, really cool figure. I need a Peter B. Parker. I know they have got like third party figures, but I don't think they look good at like enough. You know, like
No.
they look fine. But like to put it next to Miles from Hot Toys and Gwen, like I need it to match a little bit better and for my taste. But yeah, I agree, D'Lo. How you figure says Spider-Man 2 J. Jonah Jameson figure. We're gonna get there because that
We're
might
gonna
have
get to
been
that.
mine or Flavio's pick. So top 5, guys. Let's oh wait. I do have something to say to Hot Toys about this figure that they have not made for Peter B. Parker. Here we go.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
Just do it. Just do it.
That is
I
amazing.
don't get it, man. Like they need to. There are
Oh
certain
my
figures
god, scary movie.
they just need to do, and it makes no sense that they haven't done it yet. I don't get it.
That's a
So yeah, that
classic
was Hot
scene.
Toys up on the roof. Like, what am I waiting for? Just do it, man. Like let's do it and do it
Yeah,
right.
they gotta make
All right,
that.
top five. Let's go. You want to keep going?
Yeah.
Keep going first.
So
Okay.
my top 5 for me would be Into the Spider-Verse. For sure, that
Damn.
has to be in my top 5. So for me, I just think this is one of the most powerful superhero movies of our generation. From having a minority play as Spider-Man, you know, um, you have that rich culture, you know, seeing him speak Spanish from wearing the J's, you know, it doesn't get
Yeah.
any better than that when it comes to culture, you know, with the movies that we watch. And on top of that, all the technological barriers, you know, broken to make this movie, this animated movie, for me was just truly remarkable. I loved all the art forms and color palettes, you know, that they brought with it. And that for me, that was my reasoning on, you know, having Across the Spider-Verse much lower than this, just because there's no way. It's the first animated, you know,
Yeah.
movie, and it just hits you like a ton of bricks. So for me to see the sequel is, you know, I already kind of knew what to expect, and I knew they were going to push the bar. But the original movie for me just held so much more weight. Um, so that's definitely why I had to have that in my top 5 for sure. Um, but you know, that's not to say, like I said, that the sequel was bad or anything. It was just, you know, it was the stepping stone, and the
Sure.
original, the you know, the pilot for that. I just think they really. I don't even remember all the hype that, you know, came before it. I don't know if we like seen a lot of trailers, but when I finally saw the movie and, you know, the official trailer, I was just like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. Dude's going upside down and you see the
Yep.
J, him rocking
Yep.
the J's and the music. Oh, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, who is bending the rules here to make this movie? But it definitely worked. I love that they did that. And I would like to see more animated, you know, Miles stuff like that, because I'm a sucker for that stuff. But what figure would I want from this movie? Because we already have
two.
the Miles and we have
Yep.
the Gwen as well. So that's tough. If I had to guess though, if I had to pick one, mm, I would pick his dad.
Oh, dude.
I would pick his dad
A
because
little
his
twist
dad is
there. Dude, that
his
would
dad's
be a
his
fun
dad's
figure.
gone. It'd be an easy figure, you know, with that
Sure.
military style, you know, he's the police outfit, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a figure that he really looks up to. And I feel
Yeah,
like
that's a good figure.
if you have a Spider-Verse collection or a whole case dedicated to it, and just
Yeah.
like picture that, you put his dad like right in the middle
Yep.
around everybody else, that would really tie in, you
Yeah.
know, to all the movies too. Because you
Mike
see a lot
Mike
of
says, "Don't sleep on that mom, though."
yo, word, that
'Cause
too.
damn.
I mean, if you like a 2-pack, I'm all for it.
I'm
But
just
if I
kidding,
really
just
had to
kidding.
pick one, I'd probably pick his dad
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about that movie now, but I got a ways to go before I get into that movie. Okay,
Ooh,
just
it's his top
letting you know.
3.
But my number 5 is No Way Home. Now, I know you've already put this on your list. I put No Way Home. I had to put it in the top 5 because of what it did. There's not a single person who thought that this could actually happen,
Yeah.
unless you were just dreaming, right? Like, oh,
Right.
I really hope that this going to happen one day. What it took for this movie to actually happen, to get Toby and Andrew on board after they were both
that's
pretty
crazy.
much treated like crap. And then to come on board and do this with Tom Holland and to make something so special, and then to bring the villains and those same actors back, to bring Jamie Foxx back after he got like demolished from the movie that he did, right? Like he
Yeah.
was just like,
They
haha,
broke barriers.
dude, it was amazing. And here's what I got to say about the story. The story was great. And I think a lot of people are, and not to diss you or anything. We all have our own opinion, but I really think that connection between him and Zendaya, MJ, really grew. And
yeah.
and Ned and all of that, and then the connection between the 3 Spideys, and starting off the real big multiverse and wondering what's going to happen in the future, which jack shit has happened since, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that we care about. But what it kind of opened up, and what it could mean for the future of Marvel. And then the ending where like everybody forgets, and then he shows up in that little bakery or coffee shop, and
Yeah.
and
was
the look
tough
that
to
he
see, too.
gives MJ, like that was a really touching movie. And I wouldn't say it's the most touching movie though. I'll get to that one later. I know movie canon already knows where I'm going with this, but it was a good movie, and I put that at number 5. And the character or the figure that I would love to see them make that they haven't, because they've done so much. So this is probably one of the harder ones to choose from. I chose Ned for, you know, what was it? No Way Home. I'm gonna choose MJ for this one.
Nice.
I already got Lizard for Amazing Spider-Man, so I don't need to do that. Yeah, just to have an MJ. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
You
MJ.
need
Why not?
one.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's gonna be in the future movies too. So all
Yeah.
right, man. Top 4, let's go.
So my number 4 spot, I'm gonna put Spider-Man Homecoming. And I know that's pretty much up there. You had that one much lower in your list, but for me, I just feel like Kevin Feige did a really good job conveying that, you know, he's simply just a high school student, you know,
Mhm.
from Queens, but he has this alter ego, right?
Yeah.
And he's dealing with that throughout the whole movie, because you have a chef's kiss of a cast with Michael Keaton as the Vulture. I think, throughout the whole movie, you've seen him where he had to go night and day and just change from, being Spider-Man to just being, Peter Parker. And that was a
Yeah.
lot of the reasons that I loved the movie for. Um, I think opening up, just really seeing, how his lifestyle was, you know, I that those are the parts that I liked of that movie. And then also as well, just like I said, Michael Keaton as the Vulture is just, you can't go wrong with
Yeah,
that.
he
But
was awesome as Vulture. I
I
mean,
could see though why you put that lower in the list though, because there were some parts that they kind of just, drug on and
yeah,
they could have wrote a little bit better. But um again though, that suit, that tech suit, for me, that's one of my top, like, you know, that is
yeah,
my
dude.
top
That
Hollywood
that
suit.
that between
That's
that and the
still that's still a figure that, I would love to go back for, but it's just so far gone. And, I'm hoping that, at this
right.
point they
I've
reboot
got
it
it
or
in quarter
something.
scale, but I don't
Yeah.
have it. Yeah,
And I've almost caved on that so many times, but for me, is like I know once I open the door and get a quarter scale, then it's like, all right, I got to get other stuff. So it's like I just
sure.
never went down that route. Um, and I think the movie promo edition, is a good second, but you really got to have that spelling bee jacket with him that from that original
Sure.
release that came out. So for me, I would also pick the Vulture as a
Yeah,
figure
you
that
you have
they
to,
should
man.
make.
You have to pick the
Yeah,
Vulture,
and I think they're
100%.
gonna do it still. We just gotta wait.
Yep. Yeah, I think it still happen. I
It'll
mean,
happen.
yeah, I was kind of expecting him too in No Way Home.
Yeah,
With
I
kind
don't
of
know
the
why they didn't
teases with
bring back.
Morbius and those trailers and whatnot.
Yep.
Movie Canon says I did like Homecoming. I didn't want to see a Spidey origin story again, and loved Keaton as Vulture. Um, yeah, Keaton was amazing as Vulture. I won't deny that. That was one of the perks that I gave that movie. And Eddie says he agrees with you. So yeah, I mean, it's good pick, good pick. My number 4 is this is when everyone's gonna leave. My number 4 is Spider-Man 2. Um,
Oh,
it's my top 5. Okay, I got reasons in the future.
yeah,
But
we
yeah,
all got different lists here.
Spider-Man 2 is actually a lot of people's favorite superhero movie. Um, like even more so than Dark Knight to some people, not necessarily me, but like a lot of people are like, this is the perfect superhero movie. The villain, the Spider-Man was perfect, like the storyline and everything. And I absolutely loved Doc Ock in this movie. I think this was a phenomenal movie. I love the action sequences. I love the whole train sequence when he's like trying to hold it back and everything. And the part that kind of got to me is when everybody kind of on the train found out who he was, and they were just like, "Here's your mask." Like it was
Yeah.
like this mystical thing. It was like, this is weird. But other than that, this was like a perfect movie. Okay. But there are 3 more movies ahead of that just for me. See, yeah, movie canon's like number 1. I know a lot of people it's Spider-Man 2. I get it. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was Flavio's top 2 at least. But yeah, this is number 4 for me because man, the next 3 movies are huge. Um, what figure would I pick from this?
Yeah,
That's hard because it's
that'd be
really
tough.
only 2 things, right? Like,
Yeah.
what do
I
I say?
mean,
Mary
well,
Jane? I don't want Mary Jane.
you could. I, I don't want to answer
Dude,
for you.
you know what?
You
Give me Toby Maguire without the suit.
you
I
could
want a
do the. I was
Toby.
gonna say you could do the version.
I want a Toby and Mary Jane 2-pack
That
for
would
the
be
cheap.
cool.
When
I
they're
was
at
gonna
the little
say
coffee shop before Doc Ock comes in.
you could do all of the customs that you see people doing now, like when he had that ripped mask, like the battle damage version of him. That would be
That
cool
would
to
be
see.
cool. That would be cool. But yeah. Before we get into the top 3, we have D'Lo saying a new Hot Toy's been announced, and I'm trying to look it up, but my Facebook is wonking out here. I don't know if he's messing with us or not, but I don't think D'Lo would.
He's not, but
Is it
For-
worth talking about, or at least bringing up real quick?
for me, it would not be. But
League of Legends. All right,
yeah, it's a League of Legends character. She looks cool.
Maybe if we have time, we'll bring it up. She actually looks pretty cool. I don't know much about League of Legends, so
same.
But I will bring her up if we have time. Movie canon, the scooter, dude, Peter Parker on the scooter, the pizza bike.
Oh yeah, that would be sick.
That would be cool. That would be awesome.
I didn't even think of that.
Tobey Maguire's doctor. That's awesome, man. All right. Let's go into our top 3. Guys, remember, we do have a giveaway at the end of the show, so please stick around. Thank you to the Movie Canon. I forgot to post to share the picture on my computer, so I'm gonna have to go old school and just kind of show my phone what it is. Unless I set it up as Flavio's talking or something. But yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway after this, and so stick around. But yeah, top 3, Flavio, let's get it started.
So for my number 3, I have Spider-Man 1. And that's tough. That's tough for me because that is that's what really made it for me. Besides Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that, and watching, the animated, TV shows of Spider-Man. But I can still remember to this day, going with my dad to go watch Spider-Man 1 and just being in complete shock. I just couldn't believe, oh my God, seeing Sue and everything for the first time. I was just blown away, and I was hooked instantly.
Overload.
I was hooked. But for me, I put that as my number 3 just because, it really shows how he got his powers. It's kind of like the origin stories for his trilogy. So it for a lot of people, and the Tobey movies, I feel like it's a buildup, and not everybody chooses that as their favorite Tobey movie just because, the other 2 movies had, better reasons to be better. But for me, for a long time running there, that was, my favorite out of the Tobeys, just because I'm a sucker for, the origins, and, you get to see him getting bullied around there. And I feel like Tobey still to this day, he's probably my favorite because he just really was a dweeb. He just really translated that really good. He was a nerd, but at the same time, though.
Hey, Ricky, thank you so much for sticking around so long. Sorry to cut you off there, Flavio. I just wanted to make sure we said bye before you got off. Means a lot that you stuck around this long. So hopefully see you again on the next episode. And have a good night's sleep, man.
But yeah, it's just, I feel like just the origin, and then you also have Green Goblin too. So for me, that kind of hurt, putting that not as my, number 1, because Goblin's my favorite, spider villain. But for me, I would have to put that as my number 3 spot.
Yeah.
And if I picked a figure, it would probably be Peter Parker, when he goes to Oscorp and all that.
Sure. That's a hard one to pick, right? But yeah, I mean,
it's tough. It's really tough.
We want Bruce Wayne's and we want Tony Stark's. I want a Peter Parker too.
Heck yeah.
Give me a Peter Parker. If we're ranking, I won't go too into this, but if we're ranking Spider-Mans, I honestly think Tobey is.
He's your least favorite.
My least favorite.
I knew it.
Because
but this is perfect. This is why we're doing this.
But he whines so much, and his one-liners are terrible. Like the one where he goes, "If you hit me, I bleed." Like what, dude? And then
when he's talking to MJ,
yeah, dude, he's so corny. And the thing too is when he becomes Spider-Man, it is more like Andrew Garfield. He is supposed to be like this cool guy, and I know it was early 2000s, it was kind of meeting that standard, but looking back on it, it's really cheesy. And even Green Green Goblin's got some cheesy lines too. Like
Yeah.
he like when they're sitting up on the rooftop, that is a really cheesy scene.
Yeah, it is.
He says something about like my inequities or something like that.
I
I
mean,
don't
one of the
remember.
only the one lines that I really loved and, that stick with me from Green Goblin is when he's like, what do you say about being a hero? Like, the one
Yeah,
thing that they love
dude.
about a hero is, but, seeing him
Yeah,
fail and
the
stuff like
scene
that.
where Aunt May was praying too, and he busts in. He's like, "Finish it!" Like
Yeah.
that was intense.
It had its good moments.
Yeah, that was intense. My number 3 though, and it's gonna be a surprise to everybody because I tell a lot of people a lot that this is my favorite, and sometimes it is. Sometimes it is my favorite movie, and he's definitely my favorite Spider-Man. But the way I was ranking these movies today is a little different. I'm gonna go with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now this Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man because he is cool. He is, I think he's the best Spider-Man in the suit. Is he the best Peter Parker? No. But he in the suit, he has the best one-liners. He the way he moves and kind of just he's super cool. And I think he proved himself in No Way Home a lot.
Yeah, he definitely
Because
did.
I remember before No Way Home, everybody thought I was freaking crazy. And like I had to argue all the time, just like I always had to argue with saying Phantom Menace is way better than people say it is, right?
Yeah.
But No Way Home, or not No Way Home. Well, yeah. Andrew Garfield and No Way Home, it was like everyone all of a sudden was like, oh, like the girls were like, oh, he's a babe. I like Garfield. He's so cute. And then the guys, you
Like,
thought he was cute?
no, not that, but I thought he really won me over for No Way Home.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
for
for
sure.
sure. Like he really took over that third act. Like he really did. Like that was a special scene
I
for me.
still think sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're good.
still, when I originally was watching the movie in the theaters, when Ned opened up the portal, I still had a feeling that was Toby first. So when he jumped out, I was
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. But no, Amazing Spider-Man 2, like this movie had the best chemistry between two people I've ever seen since Titanic with Leo and oh my goodness, what's her name? The girl that plays Rose. But those two actors, okay, and maybe The Notebook. Okay, so when it comes to like a love story, and I know a lot of people don't like a love story when you're trying to watch a superhero movie, right? That chemistry was top notch. And this is the first, and Kate Winslet, thank you, How You Figure.
Yes.
I
didn't know her name.
This is the first movie, and I hate to say this, but that I teared up in. First superhero movie that I teared up in. And that end scene really hit me. They stuck with the comic books, like they stuck with the script. And yeah, the villains weren't all that, but man, that Electro fight scene, that first one when they're in downtown Central Square or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Man, like that was the music going with it, kind of like Skrillex or something, like doom doom. Like that was a cool scene. And even though some of these villains looked really dumb, like it was really cool the way they did these fight sequences and the story with Harry. Even though I didn't like how the Goblin looked, the story with him though that he needed it, like, and then how it ended with like how we were hoping for like the Sinister Six and we didn't know what was going to happen. Man, that was a good movie. I love that connection between him and Gwen. That was special for me. And the music, the soundtrack, the score, very cool. When he's coming down, it's like like it was just it was cool, man. And I saw an IMAX. That was like one of the first movies I saw in IMAX, so that probably has something to do with it too. I don't know.
IMAX.
It changes movies, man.
Oh yeah, it does.
You can see a really crappy movie and you'll say it's great, and everybody's like,
it's a whole different experience.
It is, man. A figure I'd love to see from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 would have to be. I feel like I had something, and I just. Oh, you know what? No, I don't want to go with Rhino. You went with Rhino. I'm gonna go with Goblin. Why not?
Oh, man.
Would I buy it? No.
No way.
What else am I gonna? I mean, a Gwen Stacy would be cool because that was my favorite look of her. Like the second movie compared to the first.
That's
Like she,
that.
yeah, like yeah. But I'm gonna go with Goblin because why not? It's
I mean, somebody would buy it. Trust me.
somebody
There's
would,
somebody out there that would buy it.
yeah, and then sell it as soon as they opened it up. They'd be putting Willem Dafoe's head sculpt on there instead and making
Yeah,
some cool
trying to
stuff.
change
Like
it
yeah,
up.
yeah. All right, man. Number 2, we got top 2, and then we're gonna do our giveaway, guys.
All right. And my number 2 is Spider-Man 3. And my reason for that is, you know, you already
Bro.
said it. The symbiote.
Hold
The
on. You know
symbiote-
we're going least favorite to favorite, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
just
gonna
messing with you.
I'm gonna pick 3 just because I feel like I just didn't like the way that Venom translated in that movie. And also just being the the first time that we see him, but you also see the Sandman, and it was a dope movie. It just for
Yeah.
me, I just really always think about the way that they like executed Venom, and it wasn't my favorite, but I do love, the ups and downs that you see within his life himself with, getting MJ back and then losing her, and then,
Yeah.
having that cockier side to him and it pushing everybody away. I liked it for that, but overall for me, that wasn't
Sure.
wasn't my top one. But a figure from that movie. Oh no. That's tough. I don't know. If I had to pick, I'd probably put MJ in that one.
Okay.
I'd probably pick MJ.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because I haven't picked.
Dude, if we had an MJ though, like a lot of people are like, oh, MJ standalone would be boring. But if you had like Spider-Man's arm wrapped around her and had him swinging, that would be a super
Nah, that would be
cool
sick.
pose.
That would be sick.
Yep.
But a Kirsten Dunst MJ for that movie, for me, I would go for that.
Yeah. See, I'd want her from Spider-Man 1 when it's raining and they could do like the kiss scene.
Yeah.
And you got like,
Yeah.
the white shirt and everything. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope too.
That'd be
I
cool.
mean, from any of the movies, she would be good. But if I had to choose from that, I guess I would go for that.
Yeah. Let me read this comment real quick from Movie Canon. He said he was almost an extra in the Times Square scene of Spider-Man 1, but he was
That's
only
crazy.
16 and I needed a parent to go with me and they were not able to take me.
Wow.
Dang.
That
You were
is insane.
You were 16 when that first movie came out? I thought
That's
you were
just
younger than
crazy.
me.
I don't know
Yeah.
how that. I
I
always
think
wondered how that worked.
I think I was 12 when that movie came out.
I don't remember how
That
old
first
I would
movie?
have been, but
Yeah.
I was pretty young.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That would have been awesome. How you figure Harry's butler, Bernard. How do you
Yeah.
know these names, bro? My number 2, I will get right into it, and it is Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
this movie, it was amazing. I mean, it was the way this animation just popped on screen. We got to see Miles, the storyline, the way Kingpin looked all crazy, and his size was so unique and different.
Yeah,
the way
that
they
was
made
crazy.
the way they made Doc Ock a female, I loved that. Kind of like Spidey and Friends. The Prowler, the
Yeah.
music behind him when he was chasing down Miles and stuff, and then finding out that the Prowler, spoiler alert, okay, is Miles' uncle. It was just, this movie was so good. The soundtrack, the animation, the storyline, everything. And I don't think this had a single flaw, this movie. I really, really don't.
No, they executed it
I
well.
liked it a million times better than the second one, even though I still liked the second one. But this movie was it was special, and it's probably my favorite animated movie of all time. I mean, Toy Story's up there too, but man, this
Yeah.
if I had to choose between this or Toy Story, I'd probably choose Into the Spider-Verse. But a figure that I would have to choose from that, I chose Peter B. Parker for the second one. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the Prowler.
Nice.
I know we're somewhat getting a Prowler from Across the Spider-Verse, but I want like the Prowler. Like I
But
want
from
that
that movie,
suit
yeah.
from the first movie. I want his uncle's head sculpt. I want all of that. A Kingpin would be cool too.
Yeah.
You know, a Spider-Man Noir. I can't say that word right, but you know what I'm talking about. Would be
Yeah.
awesome as well. And look really kind of like having him in the distance would be cool. Kind of like just black and white, you know.
Yeah.
But I got to go Prowler. If I had to choose one, I would choose the Prowler, and because that, I mean, that put the fright in the movie, like
Yeah.
the music, the way it pounded, and then of course him so close to Peter Parker as an uncle and all that. So yeah, definitely cool. Mike says I was 23 when the first movie came out. Dang, I feel so. I guess it's good to feel young every now and then, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel really young.
No, we're all still young, Mike. You know, it's all good. We got Aaron Collects in the house. Thank you, man, for showing up. I appreciate that. What's up, fam? Appreciate you coming in. And yeah, hopefully you stick around because we do have a little giveaway after we do the rankings. If you want to go back, if you guys are just coming in or tuning in later, go ahead and go back, watch from the beginning later on. And Flavio, what's your number one?
Well, you guys should know by now, but it's the only movie that I haven't picked. And my number one is going to be Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And I just, again, I go back and forth. I always flop 1 and 2, but looking back at it, 2, I think, is the best one out of the trilogy. And I hope a lot of people will agree with me on saying that. But
Hey, while you're talking about that, I missed this comment, and I hope you're still around. I love Toby, man. I do. Damn. And I knew I'd fluff some feathers, but yeah, I mean, you guys will see what my number one is in a minute if you guys don't know yet. But I'm trying to stick around and support, man. But this Toby slander from Brick is getting out of hand.
it's crazy.
Oh man, you know,
But
I love Toby. I really do. I really love Toby. So
it was
go
just
ahead,
it was
Bob.
just a nostalgic thing for me. It was just a great movie. Seeing Green Goblin in part 1, and you're like, dang, like, how are they gonna top that? And then
Yep.
you get, damn, his name just slept my mind. The actor that plays Alfred Molina, as Doc Ock. That was just, awesome. And then seeing it translated for me, it translated so good. And I think looking back at it, I don't think it was tacky. Like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't think I think there was CG in it, but I think there was actual, actual gear, or how do I say that? Like actual effects, like in-house effects that they used.
Sure.
I think they had, real arms, that they had
Yep.
to pose around and for some certain shots. So I just think they did a really good job. And then also seeing that bank scene where, he's dealing with Aunt May and he's got her on one arm, and then
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. That was crazy. And then
How
he's
she
throwing
didn't
them.
have a heart attack? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how she did that, because I would have if I was freaking 6 stories high.
Dude, she had like the worst life ever. Her husband
Yeah,
got
dude.
shot. Green Goblin comes breaking in and she's saying a
She
prayer.
really did.
She gets
when you
freaking
think
on the
about
side
it.
of a building from Doc Ock. Like she had a hard life, man. That was
Yeah.
That's tough.
But one of my favorite parts too with that is like when the bank teller, the one guy that's in there, like a coin is rolling towards him and he goes to grab it and she like smacks him like, no, because she just had such a good
That's
heart.
right. Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Spider-Man 2 would be like the pinnacle Toby movie.
Sure.
If I had to choose, then a figure that I would make from that movie I would probably do an Aunt May because having her like that,
Sure.
posed up with the a Doc Ock that we have now from No Way Home. I think that would be really cool. So
Yeah, no, that would be cool. That would be cool. Um, my number one is Spider-Man 1. And
oh
as much crap, how you figure, as I gave Toby, okay, I still think this is the best Spider-Man movie. And it's not just
one of us had to do it, so thank you.
it's not just nostalgia either. I think James Franco as Harry. I think you got Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. You got Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane. Okay, and you got William Dafoe
Yeah.
playing one of the best villains of all time.
I mean,
Okay,
look
top
at your
three.
shirt. A
Top
shout out to
three.
your shirt too. Love it.
Spoiler alert, top 3 villain at least of all time. If he's not, then you must be a Thanos fan or something.
Yeah. Word.
Talking about superheroes here. Okay, Darth Vader's up there and everything. But I mean, Green Goblin and the way he plays it in this movie and in No Way Home. Man, it was scary. When you're like 11, 12 years old seeing it in theater, it's kind of spooky, man. The whole scene in the fire, the apartment with the fire, and he turns around like,
He's
dude,
like,
that was cool. That was cool. And the friendship between Peter and Harry, and Harry and his dad, like that was almost more like captivating.
that was raw.
To
Yeah,
see.
I love that.
Yeah, man. And the way like Norman was talking crap about his girlfriend and everything like that, and basically calling her a skank, which she was in the movie. Okay, could I just say this real quick? How is nobody bothered that this chick's got 3 boyfriends in each movie?
Yeah, no,
That's what
crazy,
bothers
bro.
me too. It's like, I don't know.
But that's what always pissed me off about Toby, because it was just like, but then that's the aspect of Peter Parker. Like, he's just a nice guy.
Because in the first movie alone, she's got what, 4? 3,
bro.
She's got 3.
And then
so she's got
her freaking stepdad,
Flash.
like that you hear her yelling. Every day.
Yeah. She's got Flash. She kissing on Peter Parker or Spider-Man. She got a thing for Peter. Those are 2 different people in her eyes. Then she's with Harry. Okay. And then the second movie she gets with, I mean, it's ridiculous. But whatever. It's still my favorite movie. I have fun watching it. That whole scene too during the parade. Oh man, one of the coolest scenes in all of superhero movies by far. Like I love that scene
when he's coming around and he's like,
dude, yeah,
the balloons,
like, yeah, man, that's so cool, man. Like you're never gonna see something like that again. And it was a really cool movie. That's where I found out, William Dafoe as a person. And then every time I saw him after that, John Wick, and I was like, oh, that's the Green Goblin.
Yep.
Yeah, number 1. Glad I stuck around to see Brick totally redeem himself. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna make a list between you and me what we picked and post on Instagram sometime this week. Give some time for people to watch, and then kind of see what they vote. Who had the better list?
Make their own decision.
Yeah, yep. Who won this? But no, that was a lot of fun, guys. We do have a giveaway. Thank you to the Movie Canon. I will show you the giveaway real quick. But before I do get into that, guys, we are going to make this show so entertaining in the future. This is just episode 1. Okay. This is like our test run. And we made it some fun. We rank Spider-Man. We're big Spider-Man fans. We played a game. We got a lot of games coming, and I want to show you little glimpses of what these games might be. So I want to show you a video real quick. And when we get back, we'll do the giveaway, but here we go. Take a look. Guys, I hope you're ready for this. We got Bugle 6. We have top or bottom, which we played at the beginning of the episode. If you guys weren't here for that, go take a look. We're gonna make that totally different next time as well. So we're gonna keep it spicy. And then we have the Hot Toys Fantasy, which is, you know, something completely different. Okay, so what that's gonna entail, and I'll explain it more when we actually play it, but like basically it's if you guys ever played fantasy football, okay, fantasy basketball. We pick a theme and we run with that, and whoever is a guest or whoever is on the show, we take turns going first, second, third within that line. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have the ones that never was, figures that we'll talk about that they never made, and what are you waiting for, right? Hot Toys, come on now. And we got plenty more games. I got Take It or Leave It, which is very much like Deal or No Deal. So when I do giveaways after today's gonna be a little different, but when I do giveaways, I'm gonna have spin the wheel, and you're gonna deal or no deal. So somebody in the chat is gonna win. Okay, this makes it a little different. Somebody in the chat is gonna win, but it doesn't mean they're gonna win something, but they get a chance to play the game. Okay, and when they're playing the game, they spin the wheel. They can choose, and a lot of times, like a lot of the spaces are going to be nothing. You win nothing, but then there's going to be something in there too, like $50 gift card, $25 gift card, $10 gift card, and certain little things, maybe a t-shirt or something like that. And if you say no deal to that or leave it, which we'll say for copyright issues, right? If we say leave it, then we will take that away from the wheel and we'll spin again. So if you say leave it for like a $20 gift card because you want that 50 or something like that, you could still end up with nothing. So it makes it kind of fun. We got a lot of other games too. I got a You Don't Know Jack kind of game coming along too. Hopefully we can do some verses with, like Wolfpack versus Copper Drop or something like that. I want to make this fun. I want to make this somewhat of a game show, but also talking about figures, also talking about movies, doing more rankings like we just did, and just having a good time with the boys, and especially my boy Flavio right here. So Flavio, thank you for being here. And I'm going to transition to thank Movie Cannon for doing this giveaway. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and show what the Movie Cannon has given us to give to one of you lucky winners that have stuck around. And that is a let me get it. That is a J. Jonah Jameson Funko Pop, which is perfect for this stream because obviously it was a Spider-Man. Awesome. And of course the thumbnail had him on it too. So it just fit perfectly. When Movie Cannon came to me with this, I was like, dude, this is awesome. Thank you so much. So huge shout out to him. And how I want to do this is I want to go ahead and ask a question to the chat. I'm going to kind of do it the way that Movie Cannon does on his live stream. If you guys haven't yet, I should shout him out here real quick. He has some great content going on his channel. He's got Figures Talk. He talks about, he's got like a horror talk. I'm sorry if I don't have the name for that. I think it's horror talk. Where he had an episode with Austin Nicholas, where they were talking about like horror movies coming out, or and previous movies, and just having a good time talking about Scream. Had a really good time watching that stream actually. And I did a stream with him too, talking about movies, the MET, and it was just a lot of fun. He gave me a really hard game where it was like buy, rent, destroy, and I had to pick from like 3 movies that are like in my top 20 what to do. So guys, if you guys haven't checked out Movie Cannon, go check him out. This giveaway is from him. Yomo knows what's up because he is saying Movie Cannon is the GOAT. And he very, very much is getting there. He's getting there for sure. So very lucky to have this man in the community. I hope you're still in the chat, sir. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask a question. And whoever answers it right first in the comments, where there's a timestamp, and I know sometimes like you'll send it through and it will show different for you than the other person that it came first, but I'm going to go off of my screen. Hopefully that's not cheating. and whoever answers first will win this Funko Pop. I believe that Movie Canon would like it if you were in US. I'm not sure, but we're gonna stick to that for today, for this giveaway at least. Future giveaways, we'll make it different because I'm gonna be doing a lot of gift cards anyways. So it'll be like digital gift cards from like Sideshow or something like that. So we'll make that work for all you guys in other countries. But yeah, US only for today. And I'm gonna ask a question. Okay. And I actually was supposed to write this down, give a couple questions, ideas, and I totally forgot. So I have no idea what I'm about to ask. I'll make this one easy. Let's see. Okay. Name one. And I guess this is tough. So I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say name one actor that was kind of auditioned for the role of Spider-Man in the original Spider-Man, but there's a few, so I don't wanna make that too hard. Okay. What is the movie called? What is the actor's name? J. Jonah Jameson. What's the actor's name?
Dang, what's the dude's name? Played in so much. I don't know off the top of my head.
We're gonna do this.
Hopefully somebody has
plays J. Jonah Jameson. Okay. He plays in a drum movie. Okay, like a jazz movie, like a musician movie, and he is the teacher. Comment below, and if you're the first to comment, you win. What that movie is called? Let's see who's playing. Anybody playing? What is that movie called? J. Jonah Jameson plays in. J.K.
Yomo
Simmons.
said-
Thank you, Yomo. What movie is he a teacher in a band class, music class? Everyone's like, I've never seen that movie. Have you seen the movie, Flavio? You know what I'm talking about?
I've not.
Okay, I might have to ask another question here in a minute.
He's a menace.
Oh man. Okay. Anybody? Nobody. Man.
Uh-oh. We may have to make it easier here, Brick.
Okay, I'm gonna make it easier.
I was hoping somebody would roll in here and
I know. It's Whiplash. Okay, it's Whiplash.
Eddie Rodriguez dropped the question mark.
Yeah, he didn't know. Whiplash is a good movie. Go watch that movie. I'm gonna make this easier now. All right.
Everybody's like, he's
Yo, you guys gotta
Jameson.
see Whiplash. Whiplash is a really, really good movie. Okay. Yeah, everyone's like, I didn't know he played in another movie. I'm gonna go with okay. This is a good one. Spider-Man 4. We were supposed to have a Spider-Man 4. Does anybody in the comments know who the villain in Spider-Man 4 was supposed to be? Somebody's got to know. I know Movie Canon knows, but he can't answer. Somebody's got to know. I'll give a hint. In 5 seconds, I will give a hint. Yeah.
See what anybody.
Somebody's got to be looking this up on Google by now. Come on. Eddie Rodriguez says, Shocker. It is not Shocker. Gambit says, Whiplash. Come on, guys. All right, I'm going to give a hint. We have seen this. So these answers that you guys are giving, like Shocker and Kingpin, it might have been part of it, but like the big one was one that we have seen now in another Spider-Man movie. Gambit Rodriguez is asking if he got it. The movie is Whiplash, but I already gave the answer of Whiplash before. I don't know if oh gosh, here we go. I had the answer. I don't know if you're like left or if I'm like lagging out or what, but yeah, we said Whiplash. I think that was like what 5-10 minutes ago now, Flavio. What should we
Yeah.
do here? What should we do here?
Well,
I don't
mean,
want to cheat on other people. Yomo answered Vulture, and that is the answer. It was supposed to be Vulture. So Yomo, I'm gonna give you the win. However, Gambit, message me on Instagram. I might have something for you as well, in case you really did get screwed there. But yeah, we moved on to a second question because nobody was answering. Oh, okay. He says it's cool. I'll make it up to you somehow in the near future, my guy. But yeah, it was nobody was answering, and it was
there's going to be plenty of
it was
more giveaways.
there was a
to
lot of
come.
like wasted time, so I didn't want to go too much, and so I gave the answer already. But yeah, Yomo, dude, congratulations. It was Vulture. Vulture was supposed to be the next villain in the Spider-Man 4. Was going to be a good old time. So yeah, congratulations from Gambit. I know I should have came up with some other, maybe like a quote or something like what did he say at this time or whatever, but hey, it's more fun being random, right? So congratulations, Yomo. Please message the movie canon for your prize. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's perfect because
Congratulations.
you'll always remember this episode of the Bugle 6 and how you won that Funko Pop. So congratulations to you, sir. Says sweet. Awesome. First episode, guys. Keep it up, and we'll be back for episode 2. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. I hope all you guys come back for episode 2. We got plenty of games, guests coming in the future as well. We're gonna have a great old time. Congratulations. Great show, guys. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you guys for sticking around. But before we go, Flavio, is there anything you'd like to plug? Any figures that you got coming? Any videos you're working on? You working on your Instagram? What's going on with your life, sir?
Yeah, so I have to get back to making another video. I've been down and out. I've been sick for the past like couple, weeks, and I had a surgery for my wisdom tooth, so I'm just trying to get back to the swing of things. I'm hoping to do another unboxing video on my YouTube at the House of Collectibles. I'm probably gonna do. I think my next figure was gonna be the Bo-Katan from Star Wars. So if you guys want to check that out, please feel free to stop by. I actually also, this did just come in today. I got the Days of Future
Man,
Past,
let's
X-Men,
go. Nice,
the Wolverine.
nice pickup, man.
Yeah, so
And
I'm
we were just
happy
talking
to,
about Deadpool and all that too. So
yeah.
Wolverine and all
So
that. So, dude, that's a cool figure. Congrats. That's big.
thank you. Yeah,
Is that our next giveaway?
Hey, well, we could talk about it. But yeah, I picked that up earlier today, so I had that coming in. But besides that, I'm just working on my videos for my YouTube. If you guys would like to check me out, I am on Instagram and YouTube at the House of Collectibles. So yeah, guys, stay tuned, and thank you for having me again, Brick. This is a dope show, the Bugle 6. I love, the fun, refreshing,
Yes.
aspect to the channel. So I can't wait to see, what this show has in store. You did a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make this happen. So
Yeah.
I thank you for having me be a part of it. And I can't wait for the viewers to join us for the future fun and see what we got in store. So thank you.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Thank you for the kind words. I've been planning on doing a Hot Toys live stream for a while. I do have a Lego live stream. And I do, a show with the Wolfpack and everything like that, but
Right.
kind of sorry. I kind of wanted to see like what would happen if I do a Hot Toy stream. I wanted to get you involved because I've been a fan of you. I think you're a really good guy in the community, so I really wanted to do something with you too. And when I was starting this up. I was like, man, I need Flavio in on this. You know, he's going to liven this up a little bit, and I would love to have, you know, other people on here on the future. I think these first couple episodes, I'm just going to have, you know, just us, but in the future, every person that you see in these comments, I would love to have on eventually, like Movie Cannon, Yomo, Eddie, all these guys, as well as like D'Lo, Jedi, Sneaker, and Zio, and Austin, Collector Joey, Spotchka. I want all of you. I know I've already kind of talked to some of you guys about it, but man, we can really get this show kicked off, especially with some of these games that we got coming along that I want to save for, like, you know, a 4-man show or something like that. So really looking forward to what the future holds for this show. I am planning on only sticking to the first Monday and the third Monday of the month. So every other week, kind of. I don't want to do a weekly thing. I don't want to get burned out. I've got the wolf pack going on. I've got content I got to create. And then sometimes I do that Lego live stream, the Life Lego build. So I don't want to get burned out, and I want to keep it fresh. You know what I mean? And I know we are not in the first or third Monday right now of this month, but starting the next episode will be the first Monday of February. So that is when we'll come back 2 weeks from today. So really looking forward to seeing you guys then. And guys, I mean, we've had, I mean, Gambit says great figure. He's jealous. But yeah, I mean, awesome. I do want to point out this awesome show, guys. More, please. That intro is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for the kind words. I really worked hard on that intro, and Movie Cannon can't thank you enough for donating that figure for the giveaway. More giveaways to come later. Again, I explained how that will happen. We'll play a game with the chat, and it's going to be fun, man. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully next time we got some more figures to talk about, right?
Yeah, it's a little dry
it's been
right
pretty
now.
dry. It's been dry, but yeah, guys. Until next time, I guess see you soon, right? See you soon.
Yes.
Bye.